Everyone, Jeff here, and I hope you guys have had a great Easter weekend. We have. And, last weekend, we're flipping through channels one Saturday night, and it's been a long time, but we watched The Passion of the Christ, all right? And I can tell you, if you've never seen that movie, it is a hard movie to watch. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we watched it. And so when Good Friday rolled around this year, uh, because I'd watched that movie last weekend, it really made me start thinking about Jesus's last day, and how hard his last day was, and it did. Like I said, Good Friday was different this year because of the fact I watched that movie. Now, today, as all Easter Sundays, Easter Sunday has turned into one of my favorite holidays, right? Because it is the day Jesus had risen, right? And he's still alive today, right? And that's powerful. I mean, extremely powerful. But what I want to talk to you about today is basically the day number 2. Now, I want to read something to you real quick, right? It's Mark 15, it's verse 44, and it says, Pilate was surprised to hear that Jesus was already dead, and he called his army officers to find out if Jesus had been dead very long. And after that officer told him, Pilate let Joseph have Jesus' body. Joseph bought a linen cloth and took the body down from the cross. He had it wrapped in the cloth, and he put it in a tomb that had been cut into solid rock. Then he wrote a big stone against the entrance of the tomb. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, were watching, and they saw where the body was placed. All right. Now, I read you that to say this. Like I said, I wanted to talk to you. Like I said, this year, Good Friday meant a lot to me because I thought about how Jesus suffered, right? And then, like I said, Sunday, Easter Sunday is always big because it is the day that Jesus rose, right? However, this Easter weekend, I got to thinking about day number 2, right? About day number 2, right? What was happening on that second day? Right? Can you imagine the disciples? They thought, man, what do we do now, right? And they were probably still scared that they were going to be found and led to the same crucifixion that Jesus had, right? And I got to think about how they thought and what was going through their mind, right? And it's easy to get discouraged, right? Very easy to get discouraged, and I'm sure the disciples were discouraged that second day. But what do you think they felt like on the third day when Jesus walked into the room where they were, or when Peter went in and found the tomb empty? All right, can you imagine the emotion that changed that day? All right, what I'm telling you is this. All right, guess what? You're going to get discouraged. You're going to have days where you're going to be discouraged. But guess what? All right, Jesus is alive. Right, and if you are a believer and you know that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, and you have accepted Him, accepted His gift, all right, then guess what? All right, there really is no reason to be discouraged, because guess what? Your best days are ahead of you. All right, have a good rest of your Easter weekend, and I'll see a lot of you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.